Hello and welcome to today's science lesson. My name is Anas and I'm a teacher in the International Knowledge School. Today's lesson is going to be about using materials. So you're going to need two things. One of them is really important, which is a piece of paper. And the other one is optional, and we're not going to spend much time on it because I don't have any as well. The second thing is clay to make a pot, which is not that important because it's hard to get some at the moment, so it's okay, and that's fine as well. It's not that important, but if you have any, that's a great chance to practice what the lesson is about. Okay, so now today we're talking about what different people use to make different things. The first one we have is a carpenter. A carpenter uses wood to make chairs, tables, and even doors. Okay, so a carpenter uses wood to make chairs, tables, and a bunch of other stuff. Okay, so this is a carpenter. You can see he's making a chair using wood. Okay, good. So next one B, we have a potter. A potter makes they can make vases as well, but here they're making pots. Okay, so pots are made using clay. Okay, clay is kind of a slimy, or not slimy, but it's kind, you can just make it into any shape you want, but if you leave it out in the sun, it will dry out and it will become hard. So it might look like it doesn't break, but after you put it in the sun for a long time, or not very long time, but maybe a few hours, it turns into something that you can break easily, like glass. Much less than glass, but it can break easily. Okay, so here we have a lot of pots that the potter is making. Okay, so this is called a potter. He's called a potter. Okay, a leather worker. A leather worker makes clothes, bags, belts, and many other things. They either use cloth, which is like the clothes that we wear, or leather. Leather is usually taken from animals, or if it's not, it's synthetic, which is also used. So a leather worker uses two things: cloth or leather. Okay, a leather worker makes bags, even shoes sometimes, and clothes, but mainly bags and clothes. A metal worker uses metal or iron to make many different things, like a pot. They can make the pot that we cook in. A metal worker makes that, and maybe metal fans that we use in the fans that we use to cool off places and stuff like that. Okay, so again, very quickly, a carpenter uses wood. Okay, let's write these here so we can remember them. Wood. A potter uses clay. A leather worker, let's say he uses cloth and leather. A metal worker uses metals. There are many different kinds of metals that a metal worker uses, like iron, stainless steel, and many things like that as well. Okay, so these are the materials they're using. Let's see what they're making. Okay, so what is he making here? Looks like a chair. So A, he's making a chair. Okay, what's this guy making? B, looks like a pot. A pot can be used to put many things in it. People put flowers, some people put money, some people put keys. You can put anything in a pot. So here, pot. All right, what is this guy making? A bag. Looks like a bag. So here, you can call it a handbag as well, but you can just make it, say it's a bag. That works as well. Okay, so this is the same as this one here, but the difference is a cooking pot can withstand heat, so you can cook in a cooking pot, while you can't cook in a pot made of clay because it will break down. It won't handle the heat. So this is a pot as well, but it's a metal pot. So there's a big difference between a clay pot and a metal pot. Okay, great. We can move on to the next one. Again, you can go back and review the video if you don't understand any of these. Basically, it's just carpenter uses wood to make a chair or to make chairs. A potter uses clay to make pots. A leather worker uses cloth and leather to make bags. A metal worker uses metal to make pots. That's good for now. Okay, now here is where you get the clay. Of course, like I said, we're not going to spend much time on this, maybe a minute, just to explain what you should do. Okay, so if you have the clay, you should put it in your hand, and you should roll it into a ball. Okay, so it should be like a ball. I am not sure if I have a ball here. Okay, a ball a little bigger than this. Okay, so it should be a little bigger than this in your hand, made of clay. Okay, now after you do that, you have to stick your thumb in the clay, so you make a hole in it with your thumb. Okay, so it has to be that big. Okay, now after you do that, turn the clay around your thumb. So remember the hole that you made, you're only making it bigger. Okay, shape the clay into a pot. So after you made the hole inside, you have to shape it into a pot, just like this one here. So it has a hole, and then you shape it into a pot using your fingers. After you finish, put it in the sun and wait until the next day. The pot or the clay will turn into a pot that is very solid now. It's not easy to move, so it's not malleable. It's not easy to shape. It's solid, so you can't change it anymore. But it will be very nice, and I think you'll be happy with it. Okay, so moving on. Again, you can just read these again if you have any trouble with the instructions on how to make it. Okay. Now we're bringing out the piece of paper that I told you about. Okay, we're going to make a boat just like this one here. Okay, so first of all, take the paper. Now we have to fold it in half like this. See, fold it in half. Okay, so again we have to fold it in half, but this time we're just going to fold it and then unfold it again, and then take one of the sides. So we have this side, and then this side, this closed side. So we're going to do this to this side. Okay, so remember how to fold it. So this is a line here, so we fold it again to make a line the same way. Okay, let's take this out. So it should be this way as well. Okay, so after you finish that, take these little sides. So we're going to do this just until the end, and then from the other side. Okay. Okay. Okay, now take it from the bottom and do this. Now you've got a boat, or a small boat. Here. Remember how we did this at the bottom? Now we just do this. Great, now we've got a boat. This should float in water. So you've got a tub or anything, you just put it on it and it should float. Okay? After you finish this, before you put it in the tub, try to give it some color. So you can just add some shapes to it. You can write your name on it. I'm just gonna write my name. I'm gonna write the name of the school as well. Okay, and then you can just color it whatever way you like. I would love to see how you do it. I would love to see the colors that you use. I'm not that good. I don't have much time to do that right now because this could take some time. So take your time with it. Write anything on it. Draw any shapes you want. Stars, happy faces, whatever you like, and just put it in the water and enjoy your creation, because it's really fun to make something like this. Okay, I hope you made it, and I hope to see what you make at home, because I really want to see what you make and how you color it. That would be really exciting to me. Okay, so moving on to activity 4. Of course, it's a bit difficult, but you must have an idea of how it works, okay? In the past, they used to use mats like this one with either metal or like strings that we have here. And they used to take wool and drive it through these strings in order to make mats, to make clothes, to make anything that they wanted to make at the time. After they finish, of course, they take that off, and then they have the mat, which is ready to do, you know, if it was a like a shawl, or if it was a shirt that they were making, they would have that ready to use. So that's what they used to make, used to use a lot of years, like many years ago, to make wool mats. But of course, in nowadays, they use machines who do exactly the same thing, but they take much less time than what we take. So this is a very nice thing to keep in mind, that it used to be a lot slower in the past, but now it's much faster, much easier, and it can be made for everyone to use and to enjoy. Okay, so this is how people used to make cloth. Now machines are used to make cloth. Okay, now we're going to check our progress. Copy and complete with keywords. A gap makes things with wood. So let's go back to the lesson. Who makes things using wood? You have to answer this. I'll give you a minute. Who makes things using wood? A carpenter, a potter, a leather worker, or a metal worker? That's right. A carpenter. You can copy the spelling. Here, you can do this. Just to copy the spelling, very slowly, just make sure you write it correctly. A carpenter makes things with wood. A carpenter makes things with wood. Okay? A gap makes things with clay. So who makes things with clay? Let's see. Of course, we rule the carpenter out, so it can't be the carpenter. We have a potter, a leather worker, and a metal worker. Who makes things with clay? A potter? Clay. Oh yeah, it's a potter. So who makes things with clay? A potter. So let's make sure we write it with the correct spelling. So a potter makes things with clay. Okay? Now, again, very quickly, a carpenter makes things with wood. A potter makes things with clay. Okay? Okay, now, say which materials you could use to make a bag and a belt. Remember what I said before? Who makes bags and belt here? A carpenter, a potter, a leather worker, or a metal worker? Try to remember. Who makes bags and belts? That's right. A leather worker. What do they use to make bags and belts? Of course, you can use cloth to make that, but usually they use leather. Okay, so we can just write cloth or leather. Cloth or leather is used to make bags and belts. Okay, what can you use to make a gate and a cooking pot? Who is making a pot here? Let's see, chair, pot, bag, pot. So we have two pots, but here we have a cooking pot. So which one handles the heat? A clay pot or a metal pot? Do you remember? That's right. A metal pot can be used to make a cooking pot. Okay? So a gate and a cooking pot, what can you use? Metal. Metal. Okay? So again, very quickly, a bag, you can use a cloth or leather to make a bag and a belt. You can use metal to make a gate and a cooking pot. Okay? Now that's it for this lesson. We should not go, this will be the next lesson about solids and liquids, but this is enough for today. Keywords to remember: carpenter and a potter. Carpenter uses wood, a potter uses clay. Okay, just like the one you used to make the pot in the previous exercise. Okay, if you finished and understand everything that we've done so far, we can move on to the workbook, to the same topic, so we can take a look at some exercises that could help us understand what we've done more. Okay, so here, using materials. Okay, write W by the things made from wood, write M by the metal things. So W for wood, M for metal. Okay, go ahead, pause the video, try to do it alone, and then resume the video and we can do it together. Okay, if you came back from pausing the video, let's jump right into it and see what is made of what. Okay, so here we have a car. Our car is made of metal or wood. But remember, wood is like the things you'll find on a table, on a chair, maybe on a door. But can you find it on things like a cooking pot or a computer or a camera or a phone? Not really. So a car is made of metal. So we write M. M for metal. So we're going to write the whole thing for the first one, so metal. But for the rest of them, we'll just write the first letter. Okay, B, we have chairs and tables. These are made out of wood, but some tables and chairs are made out of metal. But in this case, they're made out of wood. So we'll write W. W for wood. Okay, just the first one. Now for the next few exercises, we'll just write M and W. Okay, C, a bicycle. Is a bicycle made of metal or wood? Can you guess? No, it's not made of wood. It's made of metal. So you write M. Okay, D, what is a cooking pot made of? Remember, it can withstand heat. Wood can't withstand heat much. You can't use wood to cook. So here, a cooking pot is made of metal. Okay, a wrench. A wrench is what you use to take some things apart, maybe in toys, maybe in some building material. People use a wrench to get that out. So what is a wrench made of? Wood, it can't be made of wood because wood will break easily. Metal can withstand it. So metal it is. So it's M. This is I forgot what this is called. Do you remember what this is called? Well, we could just call it a stick, a steering stick, or a stirring stick. Yeah, we'll just call it that. Okay, what is it made of? Metal or wood? It can't be made out of metal, although metal can withstand heat, but if you touch something hot with a metal object, it will hurt your hand as well. But wood would not. So here, it's made of wood, W. Okay, that's great for this one. We can move on. How do we use materials? Write the names of things made of different materials in the chart. Okay, we can think of things from our mind and we can write them down. Okay, metal, key. What else is made out of metal? Phones are made out of metal. They're not made out of wood or clay. So we can write phones. Phone, or just phone. Okay, wood. Matchstick is what you use to make fire. We can write table as well. Okay, clay. What is made out of clay? Can you guess something that's made out of clay? A pot is made out of clay. Okay, cloth. Well, shirts, pants, jeans, they're all made out of cloth. So we can just write shirt. A shirt is made out of cloth. Okay, I would love it if you could fill these, if you could fill the table with more things, but if you can't think of any more, that's fine as well. Okay, so that's it for today's lesson. Now it's time for the homework. Okay, here, number 3, look at the 10 pictures below. Write the correct order for the 2 activities. Okay, so here, going to look at the 10 pictures. Now we're going to write the correct order to make these things. So here we're making 2 things, a pot and a boat using paper. So we have to write the right order for to make a clay pot and to make a paper boat. Okay? Now, next exercise, write the correct instructions for making a peanut butter and jam sandwich. Delicious. Okay? So here we're going to write the instructions and how to make a peanut butter and jam sandwich. Not how to make peanut butter, but only how to make the sandwich. How to put these things together to make a delicious sandwich. Okay? So you just have to write these things in order down here, and then you're done. I hope you learned something new today. I'll see you at the next lesson. Take care, do the homework, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.